Hi, I'm Joe Connolly with Ann Cantrell, the owner of the very successful Annie's Blue Ribbon General Store in Brooklyn, whose slogan is a modern general store for a well-lived life. And Ann just celebrated the 10th anniversary of Annie's Blue Ribbon General Store, and she is a Jersey girl, now a Brooklyn girl with original roots in Brooklyn. So you must be having fun running a general store in Brooklyn.
Yes, I really have a really good time. It's been 10 years, and I've learned so much along the way. It's been really fun.
How did you make it for 10 years in the competitive retail environment?
That's a good question. I actually started October 2007, and when I think about October 2007, you know, we kind of all go back to the beginning of the recession. And I left a really good corporate job in the fashion industry, and I think the hardest part was just saying goodbye to that good paycheck, good steady paycheck. But I didn't really know what I was in for, and I think it really was an interesting time to start in the sense that I didn't have any history about how things were in the past, and it turned out to be a great success right from the beginning.
That's incredible that you started almost at the absolute bottom of the economy.
Yeah, we were really lucky to get a loan when we did and really started out that way. It's interesting to see that path.
And do you think, if I understood you correctly, the fact that you, to paraphrase, knew nothing about it helped you?
Well, I knew about retail, and my background is in fashion, but from the corporate side and product development and things like that. So I was felt confident from the merchandise and business perspective, but I didn't know about running a store. So from that perspective, I didn't know what it was like 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, from a sales perspective. So I think if I had known more of what I was getting into, you know, as time progressed, it worked out, but it was a big risk.
And when I look at your store, my first impression is this store is packed, but it doesn't look cluttered. It looks perfectly arranged.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we spend a lot of time. I think our sustainable competitive advantage is that our merchandise selection is very well curated. We create stories around each entry point in our shop. So we really fit a lot in, but we make it understandable to the customer.
How do you make it understandable to the customer? What do you mean?
I'm very intrigued by things making sense in the store, putting like-minded product next to one another, so it's not just a selection of everything a retailer has. And in fact, the blue ribbon means the best that life has to offer, so we've done the curation for you, for the customer. So we pull together, like I said, great stories and like-minded product that are going to help you figure out what you need.
The curation is the secret, you believe? In other words,
the merchandise and the curation.
Merchandise.
Yes.
What's the difference between merchandise and curation?
Well, merchandise is the actual product,
Right.
and when I talk about curation, I mean the pulling together of the different products together. So if I'm telling a story, inspiration is everywhere. You need to look at architecture, science, art, political news, all sorts of things to see how people are connecting and
Can you give us an example of one you've used recently that you may have spotted that didn't appear to others, or give us an example?
Well, one that is not new, but is the idea
Example.
of cocooning, which Faith Popcorn coined back in the 80s. And I feel like we've been cyclical in cocooning after 9/11. There was a big push towards staying home and really making your home the most comfortable place. Now I think we are back at where that point was. People are staying home and watching Netflix. They're ordering in food more than ever before. We have Blue Apron and other food services.
What I saw that there's a book here that you sell, something like "Don't Tell Me I Don't Work Here" or something. What's that? That caught my eye.
Oh yeah, well we
try
to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'd say that our main message is we're just trying to have fun. So when it comes to office gifts or Secret Santa for the office, those are like one of my favorite things. We've got some really funny items to like give to your coworkers, give to your boss. We have books on and funny socks and mugs and notebooks all about like meetings and funny takes on all that kind of stuff.
Meetings must be a big seller. Making fun of meetings?
Yes, yes.
And do you hear the phrase, "Oh, I have to buy this"?
Yes, yeah. I love overhearing conversations in the store. It's so much fun. And I love hearing from customers that our presents are always the favorites at holiday time or birthdays. We have a product submission through our website. People, now that we've been around for 10 years, people are always sending us samples and things like that. A lot of things are gifts that I have. I have a 6-year-old daughter broader. So I feel like every year our toy selection gets better and better of things that we've gotten personally. And I really hunt things down and spend a lot of time finding cool new products.
How's business in Brooklyn, and how is it different from business everywhere else?
Brooklyn is a great place to have an independent store. I feel really lucky every day that we have such a strong community. We're in Park Slope. We were in Borum Hill before that, but such a strong community that really supports independent brands and really understands the importance of spending money in the community, keeping those stores there. And you know, 2017 has been a tough year for retail. It's the largest number of retailers to shutter, and we see it all around New York. It's a tough time right now. Rents are high, and it's tough. But I think that Brooklyn community really respects and understands that.
You do know that you could go be the head buyer at Macy's?
You know, we train a lot of, I have a lot of students that work at Macy's. Macy's is a great place on many levels, but I love what I do. I love being an independent retailer, and it's so much fun.